Hey, what is going on, everybody? I'm Max from the Marvel's Legacy podcast, and I'm joined with Chris from TheCommishFF. Do I have that right?
Yeah, at the TheCommishFF. Yep.
How you doing, man?
Really good, man. I'm excited to be here. Definitely excited to talk about the Jets this season. So I'm glad you can have me on. Appreciate it, Max.
Hey, I appreciate you coming on. I haven't found too many Jets fans to talk to. They don't exist very much. I'm messing with you, of
They
course.
don't, man. They don't right now. That's all right.
I mean, I'm gonna just start off with this. Who really runs New York? The Jets or the Giants?
I mean, of course, it's the Jets, right? I mean, I think we're pretty equally on the rise here, hopefully. So, but it's called MetLife Stadium, but we call it Jet Life Stadium for real. So, the Jets will run New York for a while.
Well, I mean, I believe they will because of the quarterback situation. I don't think Daniel Jones is going to be as Zach Wilson will be. I mean, Zach Wilson coming out of BYU, 3,600 yards, 33 touchdowns, and he really improved his junior year. We saw the jump he made from his sophomore year, which wasn't the most impressive. And hopefully, I believe he can make another step now that he's in the NFL. I mean, let's start off with Zach Wilson. How do you exactly see his first season going?
Hopefully better than any of Sam Darnold's seasons will be nice. He's a very accurate thrower. Hopefully he doesn't turn the ball over. Just got to protect the ball. I think the offense that we have is built to run first and keep it safe through the air. So I don't think he's going to throw for 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns, but I think he'll have a pretty successful season as like an NFL quarterback. I hope for the best, though. I mean, I hope he can go out there and air it out with the best of them and put up big numbers. But I think they're going to protect him and just make him feel comfortable and let him learn and keep growing, week by week.
I mean, definitely. I think he's a better prospect to have than Darnold. I wasn't too sold on Darnold when he came into the league. Zach Wilson, he has my attention. I believe he's arguably the second, third. You can flip-flop. I think him and Fields are arguably for the second best. I think we all know Lawrence is the best quarterback in the draft. I'm surprised you guys
started winning at the end of the year last year.
You beat the Rams, right?
Streak. You beat the Rams, then the Browns.
Ooh, why would you do that? You were so close to having
Was
Trevor.
It the Browns? I know it was the Raiders.
You won two big games, right? You beat the Rams.
That's right. We booed against the Raiders. Yeah, I think we won back-to-back Rams and Browns. We won.
It was quite a surprise. I mean, especially with generational talent like Trevor Lawrence in the draft, which I think he would have fit a lot better in with you guys than Jacksonville. But
probably
Zach Wilson is not a bad pickup. I think it's between him and Fields who the second best quarterback is. And if let's just say hypothetically Lawrence is not playing this year, I think Zach Wilson would have won Rookie of the Year. Due to the fact that Fields probably won't be starting for a little bit because they have Andy Dalton, which for whatever reason they're starting over him. But with the Jets, that's
very weird.
Yeah, they have Zach Wilson. He's obviously, I think he won the starting job. I don't think there was anybody really competing.
No, they cut two of their other quarterbacks on the roster today. So it is him and only in him, basically.
Yeah, that's what I thought it would be. I mean, obviously, that's kind of
that was never a question from day one, man.
Jets don't really have other options, but they improved their O line a bit. They got Vera, correct?
Yeah, they traded up for Vera Tucker.
Mm.
Love the move. I absolutely loved it. I was very excited when they announced that they traded up, and that's who they took.
Yeah, no, the Jets have not had the best luck in the drafts, but I thought this was like an A+ move right here. I expected them to maybe draft another skill position. I really like the offensive line pick here, especially when you signed another receiver such as Corey Davis. I think you got him for 3 years on about a $40 million contract, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't remember his exact contract, but I was pretty excited for Corey Davis. I mean, he played in Rutgers, so he's a pretty local guy that way. And he never lived up to his potential in the NFL. And then he had a pretty solid 2020 with the Titans. I'm not expecting him to have a superstar season, but it was definitely a good addition because we literally had no weapons last year for Darnold. So this was a step in the right direction for sure for the offense.
No, it was a huge step in the right direction. Another little underrated pickup that I think is going to bring some depth to this backfield. I mean, you got Trevin Coleman. Trevin Coleman. I think he was a really nice pickup. I know that everybody thinks he's washed, but 1.2 million, you can't really go wrong with that move right there. You got Tyler Croft as well, I believe, right?
Tyler Croft, yeah. What do you have? A 2-touchdown game in week 2 of the preseason.
Yeah, no,
Um,
the Jets preseason actually been really impressive. I believe they're 2-0-1.
yeah, we tied on a Hail Mary against the Eagles
Yeah, I mean, you guys
in
have.
the week 3. So,
Yeah, I remember that. I remember because I was like, I thought they were undefeated up until then, which you guys
yep,
were. Had to
yep.
double check that. You beat the Packers and you beat the Giants in the preseason, which I thought was hilarious. You also you guys have got rid of some players today, I believe. I believe Chris Herden left.
Chris Herndon was we traded him to Minnesota. I know the Vikings, have two their top 2 tight ends were both hurt. I don't know how bad, but I guess they needed someone to come in, and Herndon wasn't really fitting in here anymore. He didn't have a really good camp, and Tyler Croft is strong enough to get him out of New York.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. But with jumping back to Sam Darnold, he had a couple of years of that with a guy who was seeing ghosts on the field. Now that he's gone, I believe he had a kind of impressive preseason with the Panthers.
He did. He looks pretty good, and I wasn't a big Darnold fan from day one, but they did not give him a chance to succeed here. And Adam Gase was really bad, and probably one of the worst hires we ever had, obviously. So. He has a chance to revive himself, his career, and have some kind of success. So hopefully he does. But he looked pretty good this preseason. Again, Carolina has tons of weapons. So if he's going to succeed, he can certainly do it there with all those guys.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, Sam Darnold definitely wasn't given the chance, the light of day, especially with Gase as your quarterback. Gase is not that guy for a rebuilding team whatsoever. But you guys do have a ton of young pieces, which I'm fans of. I believe Marcus May, I think he's a good guy to have on your team. Of course, CJ Mosley, he's a good guy to have. I believe you got Keelan Cole, if I'm not mistaken.
Keelan Cole, we signed too. Don't know how he fits in, but he's a veteran presence for a young receiving core. So I like the signing. I did like it.
Well, no, you guys have made some pretty good signings. I mean, have there been any signings that you haven't agreed with?
Probably not. I think everything's fine. We just traded for Shaq Lawson because we lost Carl Lawson for the season. So I like that move. Losing a 6th-round pick for a former number 1 pick in I think 5 years ago. And no, I really can't complain with any of these moves.
Yeah, and you guys do have 10 picks in the 2022 NFL draft, correct?
Yeah, I think we have was it 5 in the first couple rounds. And then that's all because Joe Douglas has been trading people away his first year, last season. So I'm really stocking up on picks, either to take tons of young guys or package them and to move up like he did for Vera Tucker.
Mm-hmm. I mean, to be perfectly honest, the Jets are one of the best rebuilding teams in the league right now. They've made the right decisions. A lot of teams try and jump the gun, maybe trade for a superstar that's unhappy. You guys did the opposite. You got rid of Adams, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, thank goodness. He is not good in the locker room.
Oh, you don't like Adams?
No, I think he's a great player, but he was obviously unhappy, and you know what? We might as well. I mean, safeties don't make or break a defense. I mean, they just don't. So, it was worth getting a couple 1st-round picks for him. Absolutely.
Oh, I thought it was a linebacker. That's my mistake right there.
No. Jamal Adams was he's a safety.
No, it's a running joke. It's a running joke.
Oh, yeah.
He has more sacks than picks.
Right, that's true. Yeah, because I know. I mean, that's all he does is blitz. I know you're right. He might as well be a linebacker.
We like to have a little bit of fun around here, but so let's jump into what this series is about. The what's next. What is the next immediate thing for y'all? And then we'll jump into what your predictions are going into the season.
So what's next is, just developing this young talent, week by week, and not letting everybody get overwhelmed or, having a bad game, just ruining their career. So I just think what's next is get ready for week 1. I mean, this team is, like you said, it's rebuilding. I think they did a great job. So it's just getting out there to some games that matter and evaluating the talent and just keep developing
Well, is there anybody that you'd be interested in maybe going after to bring into this lineup, or maybe getting rid of somebody?
No, I know like for next season with all those picks in the draft, we're going to focus on the defense. So I would like to see them have like a good running back if we stick on the offensive side. But this team's going to be a running back by committee, and Michael Carter and Trevin Coleman, I think they'll all be fine rotating in and out. But I just want to keep building the defense. We definitely need to add some cornerbacks because we have no one to defend any receivers. So it's going to be an ugly season. But I think that's down the road. I think right now we just focus on the offense, but yeah, that'll be what they're going to be focusing on after this season for sure.
I think if you guys can establish yourselves as a solid defense your offense right now looks like it can put points up on the board. I think they're going to be a tempo offense. I think they're going to be able to pretty much get the ball at least half the game. They're going to have it in the offensive hands. But if the defense can, slow teams down, I honestly believe you guys within maybe 3-4 years you'll be back in the playoffs. I know it sounds like it's been a little bit in the distance, but it's been so long since you have.
Right.
I think it's the light at the end of the tunnel. But we'll jump into what are your immediate predictions this season?
Looking at the schedule, I mean, just from a win-loss perspective, I kind of hope we can get to 6 wins this year. I mean, there's fans out there. I'm on Twitter and like Facebook, and I'm on like Jets pages, and there's guys and gals out there saying 10, 11 wins, and that's how you become like disgruntled Jet fans when you have crazy optimism. So I'm more of a realist, and I've always been that way. So I think if we can get 6, if you get lucky to get 7 wins, I would count that as a good season. As long as we're not playing sloppy football that we've seen the last 3 years. It's been very hard to watch. There's been games you can't even watch. You got to turn it off. You put on the Red Zone channel, or anybody else you could possibly turn on. So I just hope we can see some good football, some clean, well played football, and just be competitive out there.
I do think you will be competitive in every game because you have Robert now as your head coach. I think that was a very underrated signing. Very underrated. I think that's kind of gone under the radar. But they have him. You guys have Robert now. You guys are going to be competing in every single game. I believe that a lot of your losses will be close, but unfortunately, I see you guys maybe a 4-5 win team, which is not the worst thing in the world since you have your draft picks going into this next draft. I think you guys will get a top 10 pick again, and I honestly believe that it's going to benefit y'all more in the long run to lose this upcoming season. The only thing that I'm worried about you guys losing is there's I think the players such as, like I mentioned earlier, CJ Mosley and Marcus May probably won't be there for much longer, and they're kind of your core defensive guys right now.
Yeah, CJ Mosley, I think this is his 3rd year with us, and I think he's only played like half a game. He sat out last year, and then his first year he got hurt. I don't know if it was in the preseason, I forget, or if it was like right in the first week of the season. So we haven't had, his presence on the field for very much at all. So, I mean, I'm excited to see what he can do this year. I know when we got him, I was pretty pumped because we've always had some pretty solid interior linebackers. So I really like watching him in Baltimore. But I guess, like we said, again, yeah, if he leaves soon, Marcus May, I think maybe franchise tag him. I think he's on 1 year right now. But next year's the defense. So, hopefully Mosley and May show out. And, Salah likes these guys. And hopefully if they do well, they come back and we just build around them because they're, I think they're young enough to keep doing that.
Yeah. You guys are pretty damn young. And I do believe Mosley is not going to be here for after this season. I think he's going to be gone. If I'm not mistaken, he's on the wrong side of 30 now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how old this guy is right now. I know he's played a few years in Baltimore, so he probably is, if he's not already over 30, he probably is around 30.
Oh, he's 29 years old. I had to double check that.
Getting pretty close.
Yeah, he's on the line. I think he's gonna I think after 30 we're gonna see the decline in him because we haven't seen too much of him yet. He's been a little bit injury prone, as you had mentioned. He's only got 8.5 sacks. So
yeah, not a big guy like as far as sacks go. Yeah, so we'll see if he can run the defense. We'll see how he does with the play calling out there and just, being the general on the defensive side of the ball. We'll see. If he's a leader, maybe he sticks around. I mean, I'm open to whatever for him. Just want to see him play for us. That would be nice.
It would be fun to see because he played, I believe, like one game for y'all. He got an interception in that game too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, he had a good game. I remember, and I was like so excited. And then that was it. 2 years later, here we are. We haven't seen him since that game. So.
He signed that massive deal. I believe it was around $90 million. I remember I was a bit confused by that because I wondered why he went to the Jets because at the time you guys weren't really doing much. You didn't have any at the time I don't think you were moving in the right direction when he signed
that was when we're just trying to, sign big name players and try to become good, doing it the wrong way. And that was the year, that was a couple of years ago, like I said. And I think that was the same year we signed Anthony Barr as a to be a linebacker for us. Yeah. And he verbally committed to us that he was going to sign, and then he went back to Minnesota. Mm-hmm. So kind of screwed us on that a little bit. But again, we weren't that good anyway, so I don't know what they were trying to do. But yeah. So he was part of the last regime that was there, just trying to do whatever they could to try to be a better football team. So, again, if you're not from this regime, that Marcella's, crew, you can be expendable after the season if you don't fit in. But we don't know yet. We just don't know.
Yeah, we don't know about him yet. Maybe he'll finish his 5-year contract out with you guys. But let's wrap it up. How long till you see your guys finally, get into the Super Bowl and winning one?
Oh man. I hope I could say in my lifetime. I mean, we're over 50 years. So, if we're doing everything the right way and this all works out, I think 5-6 years away, probably
5-6
to being
years?
a real competitor.
That's fair. That's fair.
Again, trying to be a little realist. I think, the defense. If we're not working on defense until 2022, we need at least a couple of years for that to develop. So we're already 3-4 years down the line, and most teams don't just make the leap from non-playoff to a Super Bowl champion in a year. So I hope within 5-6 years we're a team to be reckoned with in the AFC.
Well, I do believe you guys will, and hopefully you just don't make a colossal mistake such as signing Adam Gase to be your head coach again.
No, I think we're good on that. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure.
I would hope so, but wrap things up. I appreciate you coming on. Love talking sports with anybody. And hopefully when the season starts, we can have you back.
Absolutely, man. I'd love to be back.
All right. You want to give a final plug? And remember, if you DM me your links and all that, I will make sure they are in the description. Final plug and anything you'd like to say.
Yeah, just check me out this season on Thursday nights at 7:00 on the Going for Two Live. The lineup on the show, Dynasty Gambit, talking some Dynasty football every Thursday during the season. And a buddy of mine, we just started a league. It's like a reality. It's called Fantasy Football. So just follow me on Twitter at TheCommishFF, and you'll be finding all my work and stuff right on there. So appreciate it again having me on. It's a good time talking Jets football for once.
Hey, appreciate it. You coming on. Big congrats. Remember, stuff will be in the description, everybody. And I will see you guys in the next one.